Again, I just want to say thanks for your time today and for your willingness to join us for some of our Black History Month reflections. And uh, we're just excited to spotlight some of our Let's Detroit ambassadors and what they're doing and how they're staying motivated and how they're reflecting on Black History Month this year. So I wanted to start with if you could tell us a little bit more about your work and your motivation behind your work as someone who's a Detroit-based entrepreneur working in a few different kind of spaces and industries. Would love to hear if you could share a little bit more about your work and your why.
Absolutely. So, I'm the CEO of Quality Resolution Systems. It's a organizational efficiency firm focused on improving performance, profitability, productivity by eliminating some of those organizational inefficiencies through what we've coined as our QRS framework. So the hugest motivation behind that is just as you're working with different industries and as you talk to your family members and things like that, you hear the level of over processing and inefficiencies that they have to deal with on a daily that not only affect their work in their professional realm, but it also affects their mentality. You know, they're more exhausted, frustrated, short tempered. So it's just like at some point you just get really sick of seeing that. So in recognizing that there's a limitation there as far as you being able to be the change that needs to happen in another industry or under someone else's limitations, you have to create your own. And so that's what's really been my motivation is this cycle of just the traditional corporate culture. It cannot continue on like this. So if I've been chosen to be that advocate for that change, I'll take it.
Well, it sounds like you have been, and it sounds like you've been really successful in channeling that and using that as a way to make some positive change in these spaces because it sounds like you had some experience in the corporate sector, obviously that led you to these observations of changes that really could be made.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And so, as that relates to your business and how you've been doing in this crazy year that we've had, wondering about how you've been celebrating and reflecting on Black History Month this year.
Well, this past year has really, really taught me about self-care. I've done a lot of self-reflection to understand my strengths and my weaknesses and my triggers. And it's helped me a lot to refocus, a lot of different things, like a lot of different things that I've seen, in the media, how people have been responding to everything that's been going on, within our worlds and how things have been changing. So I think what I've definitely learned a lot about is stillness. And in that stillness, I've learned a lot about myself and who I am and what that means. And what I can honestly say is that's bigger than something out of my control, which is my race and my color. And while I recognize that there are, I am in the minority group as a Black woman, I still recognize that I'm more than just a Black woman, that my titles are not limited to my color. It's not limited to my race or my socioeconomic background. It so far exceeds a lot of those things where I've just become more prominent in celebrating who I'm becoming and the choices that I've been making and the people that are not only supportive of that, but they're also on that same vein and they're also, ready to progress and reach heights higher than, you know, we've limited ourselves to as human beings with, you know, certain isms like sexism and racism and colorism and things like that. So I've definitely been working on just expanding far beyond, you know, my own earthly limitations and mental limitations.
Before we end our time here, I really want to say thanks for taking the time to do this with us.
Oh, I just want to say thank you so much for the opportunity, and I'm looking forward to everything that Let's Detroit has coming forward, and let's just have a great 2021.